I give you $50,000 right now. Will you go to Italy with me for a month? Yeah.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Zachary Reality here for part 4 of my Bachelor in Paradise spoilers speculation series on my YouTube channel. So if you guys are new here, make sure you catch up on parts 1 through 3. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you're always up to date on all things Bachelor Nation and Zachary Reality. We have some new hot piping tea to get into today, breaking down a lot of the speculation and spoilers. We gotta break it down and get into it because they are a little bit over a week, I guess, into filming Bachelor in Paradise Season 8, and a lot has already transpired. I mean, it's shaping up to be a pretty good season. I don't even remember if there's been so much, like, speculation in previous seasons for Paradise, but this year, there's just, like, a lot going on. There's a lot of people that have been sent home, and some even cast members that have posted some interesting things on social media. So let's break it down and get right into it. And I want to start off with the Sally of it all. Now, last week on my YouTube series, I kind of teased that Sally, you know, self-eliminated. The producers did her dirty. I wanted to give a little bit more context of what I heard. And I also want to remind you guys that we do not know how the show is going to be edited. So there's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of hearsay, and a lot of things are probably going to be cut out if the rumors and the hearsay really explode on the internet, because I feel like the producers, they really want to control the edit. They want to control the narrative. And if there is a lot of these things bubbling on social media, I feel like it could influence what makes it to the final episodes, the final edit, blah, blah, blah. We know that Paradise is going to air September 27th. I think they're doing the Monday and Tuesday nights like they did last year. I think they like kind of mixed it up last year where they did some just Monday nights, some Monday and Tuesday, which is like a lot of Bachelor to divulge in. But I think with Paradise, we're all so invested, so we're kind of here for it, and I'm ready to see everything. But with Sally, I mean, it seems like what happened with her is that she ended up going to Paradise and left Mexico after a day. Apparently, the producers, you know, kind of set her up and really wanted her to talk about her ex-fiance that she was engaged to. Sally probably didn't want to talk about that. I mean, like I mentioned, she was cut out of the Women Tell All, so she never fully explained her side of the story to the audience, and she never did a Bachelor themed podcast. So we truly don't know the intimate details of what happened in her relationship. But what we do know is that when she got to Paradise, a lot of the girls were bringing it up to her on camera and wanted to know a little bit about what happened and why she's here, if she's still with her ex-fiance. And apparently the producers kind of packed an extra bag for Sally, like a wedding veil, a dildo, maybe a love letter, to kind of frame it as in like she's not over her ex. Sally probably felt manipulated and lied to by the producers and like exposed, so she decided to leave. Sally just isn't cut out for reality TV. She just isn't cut out for the Bachelor Nation franchise. I mean, it seems like the producers kind of have their favorites that they want to protect and give them good edits. And then there's other contestants the producers have no problem messing with and kind of exploiting to get the best ratings. And the Bachelor producers and the Bachelor Nation, it definitely seems like one of the most like toxic producer manipulated shows behind the scenes. But I can confirm to you guys after talking with people on other reality shows that there's other shows that have really toxic manipulative producers as well, and it just seems like it's part of the deal when you sign up for these shows to begin with. I don't think it's okay, and I think a lot of people go into these shows not knowing that that's what it is, but you gotta really read over your contract because these producers can do whatever they want to you, and that's kind of what happens when you sign up for a reality show. So we'll see what makes air with the whole Sally situation, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on if you wanted to see her on the show, I personally did. Maybe they'll edit the whole thing out. I mean, think about it. We already are catching wind of this Sally era, this Sally thing. Like, maybe the producers will edit Sally's whole shindig out since, you know, it's already been exposed that she was done dirty. Who knows, but Sally is gone. Now, two of the other confirmed names who have self-eliminated are Teddy and Sierra. So Teddy, from what I've heard, she felt extremely pressured to be with Andrew. She felt extremely pressured to be the it girl of the season. You know, there's always 2 or 3 girls every season who like have this immense amount of pressure to get engaged, to be the prettiest girls on the beach, to be the it girls who are supposed to be getting the best edits. And I feel like Teddy really felt like that, and she probably felt pressured into getting engaged with Andrew, even though it was so sudden. So she ends up self-eliminating, which is upsetting because we all really wanted to see Teddy thrive in Paradise. A lot of us loved her on Clayton's season. I thought her and Andrew would be a vibe, but maybe even Andrew was pressuring her into this relationship. Like, who knows if it was just producers? Maybe Andrew was the one that was like, I really like you, and he was coming on too strong, which kind of freaked her out. And then that could be another reason why she left as well. I mean, I feel like a lot of people, really held off. A lot of these contestants, I feel like, really held off on dating and getting into relationships until they got to Paradise. There is this huge stake to become a Bachelor in Paradise couple and get engaged at the end. I mean, a lot of people want that fame. A lot of people want that money. A lot of people want that publicity to add on after the show. I mean, it seems like Teddy is a real one, and I gotta give credit to Teddy. Left the show on their own terms because they didn't want to be a part of it. Like, you gotta give them major props, being like, I'm not gonna be here. I'm not gonna deal with this producer manipulation. I'm not gonna get involved in a relationship I don't want to be in. It's not worth it for TV. So I gotta give my hats off to those three. Now, we don't know exactly why Sierra left Bachelor in Paradise. Was she not forming a connection with someone? Was there no one on the beach for her? Did the producers do something? What we do know is we got this TikTok/reel from Sierra, which said BIP casting. So let's take a look at it and then let's discuss.
Just broke up with me. Do you want to go to Italy with me right now? Bro, I'm so sorry, but I have work at 5, and that's like a for sure thing. I mean, it's my job. It's how I pay rent. Don't mind me asking, how much do you make a year? Maybe 30K? If I give you $50,000 right now, will you go to Italy with me for a month? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we can all kind of interpret that however way we want to, but how I'm interpreting that is that she did not want to be on the beach in a fake relationship. She did not want to, she kind of mentioned something about money in this TikTok, like how much it's going to cost. And I feel like what she's referring to is that there's certain people who are probably faking their relationship just to get to the end so that they can capitalize off of being on The Bachelor. So that's kind of what I think Sierra meant. Some of the hit couples we've really heard about by now is that Brandon and Serene are apparently the it couple on Paradise. They're expected to get engaged. Everyone is shipping them. Everyone is loving them. And since Michelle and Nate, just announced their split last weekend, a lot of people are already saying, oh my God, Michelle should have chose Brandon. Michelle should have chose Brandon. I don't think that Michelle and Brandon would have worked out. I think in regards to Nate and Michelle, they gave it their best shot. It didn't work out. We don't really know exactly what happened. I'm sure Michelle will talk about it this week in some regards on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast, if not next week. But I just don't think Michelle and Brandon would have ever worked out. I really think that him and Serene have a lot more in common. They seem like their energies would match really well. I'm rooting for Brandon and Serene. Don't know exactly if they're gonna last the entire season. They're definitely a couple right now, and I think everyone's gonna be shipping them. They could be like the Abigail and Noah though. We heard rumors about Abigail and Noah before the season started. They were apparently gonna be the it couple, and then when we saw it on the show, they were the it couple, and they were the couple that was gonna get engaged, and then look what happened at the end. Now, I wanna get into this Bachelor in Paradise boat theory. So it seems like somebody took a boat and sailed to Bachelor in Paradise. I posted the picture on my story. I wish I can find the person that actually took it. I thought I saw it somewhere on the internet of somebody that actually sailed there, but I really can't find it anymore. If we want to zoom in here and see who these people might be, I mean, obviously we can tell right here that that is Mr. Aaron Clancy. I mean, that definitely is his body. I'm thinking that in the red shorts, it kind of looks like Justin. And then I don't know who it is in the blue shorts. Very apparent that this person has a lot of tattoos. So maybe it's a guy from Rachel and Gabby's season, because I'm not fully familiar with all 30 guys yet, so I don't know whose sleeve that could be. I am living for the fact that someone actually took a boat and sailed to Paradise. I mean, do they have any more videos or pictures? That is so funny. I can't even imagine that. Speaking of Aaron, let's get into this Aaron, Geneieve, and Shanae potential rumored love triangle. Now, this kind of started on the Women Tell All last season when Shanae called out Geneieve for sleeping with Aaron after Bachelor ended. And the reason that Shanae called it out is because Shanae and Geneieve obviously had this feud on Clayton's season. They were going back and forth, but Shanae's whole point was well, I was actually into Clayton and I was dealing with that heartbreak. You were out with Bachelor Nation. You were out with Aaron. You effed him. And Geneieve denied ever sleeping with Aaron. She said that they met at a bar and that nothing happened and that Shanae kind of pulled that out of thin air. A week later, we see Geneieve and Aaron sitting next to each other at After the Final Rose, and they kind of said on their stories, I remember at the time, that the producers or whoever, assigned those seats to kind of make them sit next to each other just to kind of add to the hype because, everyone was just so oh my God, Geneieve, Aaron, Shanae, blah, blah, blah. And then later, all the Bachelor alumni took a picture backstage. Geneieve, Shanae, and Aaron were all pictured together. and it seemed like everybody was getting along. I think we can tell from all of this that Shanae and Geneieve are both interested in Aaron. Like, there's no way they're not interested in Aaron. Like, first of all, Aaron is super, super hot, but like, why else would they want to bring him up unless they both had a crush on him? So I am definitely expecting Geneieve and Shanae to go after Aaron in Paradise. And we did get the picture of Aaron in Paradise spotted at the Mexico resort. Apparently he was a late day arrival and he took Geneieve on a date. Now I have received 2 anonymous DMs. One of them is from an unknown account and one of them was from a account that is reliable, who would definitely know that this is true. But basically from what I heard is it says that there was an incident at the second rose ceremony where the girls gave out roses. Shanae was first up to give out a rose and gave hers to Aaron to piss off Geneieve. And apparently they both got into a big fight and Aaron had to break it up. And that's the story I got. Don't know if they're gonna be best friends. Obviously the producers are going to give Shanae the opportunity to give out a rose before Geneieve if they know she's gonna wanna pick Aaron because they want drama. Like, that's the whole point of the show, is to get love triangles and drama. Like, that is the point of Paradise. Like, of course they wanted them to get engaged, but like, we want good drama. So 100% I do believe this theory. We'll see how it plays out on TV. The first rose that Aaron was handed out, of course he's gonna accept it. How does he even know that Geneieve is gonna give him his rose? So if Shanae is like Aaron might as well just take the rose. He can deal with, talking to Geneieve after the rose ceremony, and it is what it is. And also someone like Aaron who has done the show before, he's probably a lot closer and in line with producers. So if producers are like, hey, accept Shanae's rose, as in they want to see this reaction out of Geneieve leading into this, potential fight, like, of course that's what they're going to want because it's a show about drama. And then apparently, Geneieve gave her rose to Justin at this rose ceremony, which would make perfect sense because Justin and Sally were definitely vibing. I talked to you guys a little bit about that last week and on my TikTok, that they had a connection at Stagecoach and that maybe they were going to explore it in Paradise. But if Sally left the beach, where's Justin gonna go? They need Justin there. He's a key player. And maybe Geneieve will explore a relationship with Justin, or maybe she'll explore a relationship with Aaron. We'll have to see how it plays out. Now, there has been some rumors about Michael A. Maybe he is going on the beach to get this Bachelor edit, kind of like Nick Viall did and Colton. They both went on Paradise and then became the Bachelor after. So maybe they're trying to do that with Michael A. But rumors are circulating that he went on the beach and Danielle Maltby, who was on Nick Viall's season, was the girl who came in and took Michael A. on a date. Now, Danielle I remember she was a nurse. She was from Nashville. She did Paradise a few years ago, but it didn't work out for her. I definitely think that Michael A. would be drawn to someone who's a little bit older and established, like Danielle, like someone who's not super young, because Michael A. is a single father. He wants real love. Now, I do want to talk about this anonymous DM I got from somebody saying that Corinne entered the beach. Now, I do not believe this. At first, I was like, okay, let me see what it's about. Let me post it and be like, allegedly, because, it's the blinds. We see this on Dumois all the time, where these blinds, it's like you can believe them, but you can't always believe them. Well, Corinne did end up posting on her Instagram that she was active, so I don't believe that she went to Paradise. I kind of think that somebody sent me that DM to throw me off. I do feel like I know who it was, or I have an inkling who it was, but I mean, I'll leave that up for interpretation. We can't really, say exactly who is sending this when it comes from an anonymous account. I also wanted to chat about Cassidy for a second. Now, she was originally on Clayton's season. She was supposed to go to Bachelor in Paradise. She just did a podcast last weekend with the Chatty Bros, or the Chatty Broads, which is like Becca Martinez's podcast and the guys I believe that they're dating. And she said that she was fully on board to go to Paradise. She was supposed to go, and then she ended up getting cut last minute. But I'm really pissed about it because I really wanted to see her on the beach. I was rooting for her. Some of the names I know who have been eliminated and already back on social media are Kira, Haley, James, and Hunter. Also, Jamie Scar posted something about, not being in and out of the beach in one day, so I'm not sure that he even went. And then there was this thing I saw on Bachelor Nation Scoop about Hayden. Now, Hayden, a flight attendant and one of my first class passengers, is heading to Paradise. Super sweet guy. Said he even got roped into going and had never seen the show. And Bachelor Nation Scoop wrote, unconfirmed, but makes sense since he's rumored to be the villain on Gabby and Rachel's season. I definitely think there's going to be a decent amount of guys from Gabby and Rachel's season that we just don't know too well. I heard Victoria F is rumored to be with one of the guys, and she gave her rose to one of those guys from Gabby and Rachel's season. You know, the twins, there's lots of speculation that they might show up on the beach. So I'm excited to see who those guys are. It's just like, how do you even know who they are until we see them on the show? And I haven't really looked into too much of spoilers for The Bachelorette, which comes July 11th. I'm gonna start like seeing what people are saying and like, you know, maybe finding some spoilers out when the season starts, but I'm not really interested in learning any Bachelorette spoilers yet because I still don't know everyone's name, and I kind of don't want to be spoiled before the season even started. With Michelle's season, I was fully spoiled before the season started that Nate was going to win, but with Matt James's season, I didn't find out Rachel Kirkconnell was going to win until halfway through the season, and I like that a lot better. I like finding out the winner like halfway through. So I don't want to know Bachelorette spoilers because the season hasn't started yet, and it's not starting for a few more weeks. But this is kind of all I got for you guys for today's Bachelor in Paradise spoiler speculation video part 4. We got some updates, giving a little bit more context into what I've heard, what I've seen, and we'll be back later in the week or maybe even next week with more updates and spoilers. But Paradise is going to be back the 27th September, so we'll have to see what makes air, if any of these spoilers are exactly what makes the air on the TV screen. Before you guys head out of here, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below, Zachary Reality. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.